As we are already in the second half of the NFL season, the playoff picture is sharpening, and the Los Angeles Chargers have emerged as formidable contenders in the AFC, winning 5 of their last 6 games, including a resilient 34-27 victory over Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday Night Football. They are really flexing their muscles in what is unknown territory based on recent years. One thing is absolutely certain: Jim Harbaugh knows exactly what he is doing, and the sky is the limit for the LA Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers haven't always been the team of hope and promise they're shaping up to be today. For years, they were defined by their heartbreaks, a franchise stuck in a frustrating cycle of potential and missed opportunities. Since 2010, they've only made the playoffs 3 times, despite fielding a potential Hall of Fame quarterback in Phillip Rivers. The franchise's move from San Diego to Los Angeles in 2017 didn't immediately change the narrative either, with the struggles following them north. Even previously with Rivers, and up until now with Justin Herbert, the Chargers developed a reputation for falling short in big moments. Close games often ended up in disappointment, plagued by untimely turnovers and defensive lapses, or special teams blunders. Finding a way to lose became all too common tagline for this team. Despite Herbert's brilliance since entering the league in 2020, even he couldn't entirely escape the shadow of this franchise's history. He delivered highlight reel plays and record-setting performances, but playoff success remained elusive, with his only postseason appearance resulting in one of the greatest choke jobs of all time against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The fans, already weary of years of mediocrity, began to grow restless. They desperately needed someone or something to break the cycle. Herbert appeared to be the hero they needed, a generational talent who could finally lift this team into perennial contention, but even with all his individual successes, he couldn't carry the burden alone. The Chargers needed to build a cohesive unit, supported by strong leadership and a vision for winning. Enter Jim Harbaugh. In 2024, the Los Angeles Chargers got the culture they so desperately needed, bringing in Jim Harbaugh fresh off an undefeated national championship run at Michigan, a proven winner at every stop. Harbaugh was the perfect man to deliver results for a franchise hungry for success. Known for his no-nonsense leadership style and ability to maximize talent, his arrival brought instant credibility and a blueprint for sustained excellence. Harbaugh's track record speaks for itself. At Stanford, he inherited a struggling program that had gone 1-11 in 2006, and within 4 years, he transformed the Cardinals into a powerhouse, culminating in a 12-1 season in 2010. Moving to the NFL, he took over a 49ers team that hadn't had a winning season since 2002, guiding them to 3 straight NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl appearance. And at Michigan, he revitalized a proud program, leading them from mediocrity to consecutive Big Ten titles and ultimately a national championship in 2023. With the Chargers, Harbaugh has quickly instilled a winning mindset. Known for his meticulous attention to detail and emphasis on physicality, he transformed a team once known for its inconsistencies. Under Harbaugh, the Chargers now boast a disciplined defense, a more balanced offense, and the poise to close out games. For a franchise yearning for a hero, Harbaugh has delivered exactly what they needed. Jim Harbaugh's impact on the Chargers has been nothing short of transformative, and his blueprint for success leans in heavily on an old-school strategy, pounding the ball on the ground and playing a suffocating defense. In a league dominated by aerial attacks, Harbaugh's approach might seem unconventional, but it's paying off in a big way. It was immediately apparent that Harbaugh was going to take this approach when, instead of using their 5th overall pick to select a flashy playmaker like Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze, LA took the 6'9" Joe Alt at left tackle. And while Neighbors does look to be a star, Alt has been exactly what this Chargers team needed, anchoring the line and paving the way for a bruising run game. Harbaugh then doubled down on his vision by acquiring 2 proven workhorse running backs in J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, both of whom played for his brother, John Harbaugh, in Baltimore. The unsuspecting duo has brought a physical edge to the Chargers' backfield, with Dobbins really shining thus far and making a potential case for comeback player of the year after the injuries he sustained in past seasons. But Harbaugh didn't stop there. In a surprising move, the Chargers managed to re-sign both Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack, keeping their elite pass rushing duo intact. This decision was pivotal in maintaining a dominant defensive front, which was underutilized under Brandon Staley. Previously, LA fielded a talented defensive unit on paper, but the team that showed up on the field looked undisciplined, poorly coached, and lost at times. Now, despite having less talent overall, the play of LA's defense is actually greater than the sum of its parts, and that's a huge testament to Harbaugh's program. And I'm not just saying that either. The results speak for themselves. After 11 weeks, the Chargers rank first in the NFL in points allowed with 14.5. drive, a remarkable turnaround for a unit that struggled with inconsistency in previous seasons. Their defense is a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks, combining relentless pass rush with airtight coverage. The run defense, long for a weakness for this team, has also been much improved, ranking just outside the top 10 for rushing yards conceded per game with just 110. Harbaugh's old school philosophy has done more than just improve the stats, it's changed the identity of the Chargers. They're no longer a finesse team prone to collapsing in critical moments. Instead, they've become a physical, disciplined squad capable of grinding out tough wins, reminiscent of Mike Tomlin's Steelers or Belichick's Patriots. Harbaugh's faith in running the ball and playing stingy defense has brought stability and confidence to a team that once lived in chaos, and for the first time in years, the Chargers aren't just hopeful to be contenders, they are a force to be reckoned with, and they're only going to continue to get better. The LA offense underwent a significant overhaul this offseason, trading away Chargers legend Keenan Allen to the Chicago Bears and allowing Mike Williams to test free agency. Though much of the focus was on revamping the run game and the offensive line, the Chargers didn't entirely neglect their passing attack, adding Ladd McConkey. After being selected with a high second-round pick, McConkey has lived up to his high expectations out of Georgia, with his craftiness and reliability already translating well to the pros. A dynamic playmaker, McConkey quickly became a go-to target for Justin Herbert, thriving in critical third-down situations and coming up big when it matters most, which was most recently on display with the game-winning catch to set the Chargers up in field goal position against Cincinnati. Herbert, meanwhile, has accomplished the one thing that's consistently eluded him throughout his career, actually winning games. This season, Herbert has refined his decision-making, prioritizing efficiency and ball security, and knowing that he doesn't have to make Herculean efforts on every single down for the Chargers to emerge victorious. Through 11 weeks, he's thrown for nearly 2,200 yards with a remarkable 13-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, minimizing costly turnovers that once hampered the team. Harbaugh's influence is evident in Herbert's newfound patience, as the quarterback has emerged the balance between big play opportunities and methodically managing drives. The offseason moves set the stage for this success. Drafting Joe Alt provided Herbert with better protection, giving him more time to dissect defenses and allowing the deep passing game to thrive. Alt has also bolstered the run game, which frees up more space for Herbert and his pass catchers to operate. The victory over Cincinnati in Week 11 was the most time he's ever had to throw per snap in his entire career, which allows plays to develop fully and unlocks the offense. The addition of McConkey helped diversify the receiving core, which is otherwise pretty lackluster, featuring Josh Palmer and Quentin Johnston, who has actually taken some nice strides after a historically bad rookie year. He is on track to smash his 2023 stat line and has already tripled his touchdown tally in the half amount of games played with 6. Meanwhile, the commitment to the run game with Dobbins and Edwards pounding defenses has opened up the play action attack where Herbert excels. Perhaps most impressively, Herbert has shown a level of leadership that cements a potential case for Offensive Player of the Year or even MVP. He's not only putting up numbers but also guiding the Chargers to close wins in games they previously would have let slip away, and his ability to stay composed in clutch situations has been critical. This offense is no longer reliant on Herbert to play hero ball every week. Instead, it's a well-rounded unit that can beat teams in multiple ways, whether through the air or on the ground. But make no mistake, Herbert is the engine driving it all, and his elite play has the Chargers looking like legitimate possible Super Bowl contenders. But the Chargers' transformation under Herbert and Harbaugh isn't just about strategy, it's about culture. For years, the team struggled with a reputation for folding in critical moments, often snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Harbaugh has flipped that script, instilling a resilient, never quit mentality that defines his new Chargers era, but also bringing good energy to everything the team does. The Week 11 win over the Cincinnati Bengals perfectly encapsulates the cultural shift, and a game that would have been a guaranteed loss under the previous regime. The Chargers showed grit and determination. After squandering a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, the Bengals seemed poised to steal the game, but this time, instead of unraveling, the Chargers dug in. Herbert calmly marched the offense down the field in the final 2 minutes of the game, setting up a go-ahead touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. The defense followed suit, getting a stop as time expired. Under Harbaugh, the team exudes confidence in these moments. Players speak openly about the trust that they have in one another and the accountability demanded by their coach, especially in the locker room. It's incredibly apparent how different the energy of this team is in contrast to previous regimes. In a viral moment, Harbaugh jokingly put Herbert on the spot to speak to his team, knowing that he's not typically the one to talk, and Herbert joked back, "I've got so much to say and so little time to say it." But seriously, Even off these little glimpses behind the scenes, it's so obvious that the rest of the squad feeds off their leaders. Harbaugh's culture has turned them into a team that believes it can beat anyone, anywhere, under any circumstances, and that belief is contagious. The Chargers face a challenging road ahead in the AFC West, with the Kansas City Chiefs remaining the gold standards despite their loss to Buffalo, and the Denver Broncos surging under rookie sensation Bo Nix. The rest of the AFC is a bloodbath, with the Bills, Steelers, Ravens, and Texans all emerging as heavyweight fighters in the conference. This time, though, the Chargers won't have to claw their way back for a postseason spot. They've already well on their way to earning a ticket. Whether it's Stanford, San Francisco, or Michigan, Harbaugh has proven his ability to build winners in competitive environments. His experience in managing high-pressure situations and fostering a disciplined, resilient team culture makes the Chargers a true threat in the AFC and a far cry from what they have been before. His focus on fundamentals, running the ball, playing elite defense, and winning in the trenches gives the team a blueprint to challenge even the Chiefs' high-flying offense. The foundation is set, with Justin Herbert playing almost as good as any quarterback on earth right now, a revitalized defense, and Harbaugh's leadership. The Chargers are poised to contend not just this season, but for years to come. With the rock-solid foundation they've established, LA is no longer chasing the competition, becoming the overdog. But what do you think? Are the LA Chargers destined for Super Bowl success? Please let us know in the comments section, and also let us know what times you'd like to see us cover next. Thanks for watching. God bless.